Peter Schmidt hat die Mäusebutter gekauft.
Und die Frau Gottfried?
Ja?
Hello, welcome to another episode in me cutting a feature film. This is what we're doing. Thanks so much for being a member on Patreon. Today I'm talking about pacing. I'm in that stage now where I completed the rough cut of the film. It plays pretty nicely. It has a good pace to it, but as I'm watching it down, I'm watching it in chunks of 30 minutes and I'm making notes about how I feel about it. And I do notice that a lot of scenes have a stop and go feel. And that is something that I think is a natural process of evolving this cut. Like at the beginning when I cut these scenes, I cut them for every reaction that the actors offer me. I'll try to honor each little breath that they give there. Then when the scene plays in context with other scenes, then there's a whole lot of breath, a lot of pregnant pauses in there. So in chunks of 30 minutes, I'll make notes and say, okay, this plays a little slow. This specific shot, he could be responding right away. She could be saying something, and make it snappy. Give this film overall a little lightness to it. I don't want the film to feel too heavy. And then the moments when I actually do take a pause, it actually means something. So let's take a look at the scene. I noticed, like I wrote down stop and go. And it felt like there are a lot of breath moments in there that could be removed.
Ja, die natürlich auch.
Und Sie lagern nicht zufällig das Gift neben dem Schinken, oder?
Nein.
Like this moment right here. You have an actor say something.
Schinken, oder?
She shakes her head and then she says no. Do we really need both? Would this be even more effective if she responds to him much faster? Like she has more conviction to it. So he's asking her,
Zufällig das Gift neben dem Schinken, oder?
by any chance, are you storing the poison right next to the bacon? Because you can buy both of these items in this sort of general store that we have here. And she denies that that's the case.
Oder?
So there are several ways of pacing this up.
Das Gift neben dem Schinken, oder?
Nein.
Is it about her or is it about him? I think this moment is about him because he's trying to really stir something up.
Neben dem Schinken, oder?
Nein.
I do feel a little breathiness when I watch this through.
Und Sie lagern nicht zufällig das Gift neben dem Schinken, oder?
Nein. Wir haben ein extra Fach dafür.
I think that works.
Wir haben ein extra Fach dafür. Abgeschlossen.
And then she shows it to him, the poison. Like I do cut a lot to the eyes. So for example here, she looks at him and that's when I cut. So I'm throwing the edit with the eye movement. But he doesn't really look at her. He looks at this little container that she's pulling out. So we can just stay focused on the container. It doesn't matter that she looks at him. And it just gives it more of a flow.
Abgeschlossen.
Es scheint, dass die Mäusebutter...
His line could start right there.
Abgeschlossen.
Es scheint, dass die Mäusebutter nicht nur ihr Geschäft belebt, sondern auch meins.
Faster, faster, faster. I want this to flow. Whenever I have moments where it is fast and flows, it keeps the audience attention and it emphasizes when we do take a breath.
Abgeschlossen.
Es scheint, dass die Mäusebutter nicht nur ihr Geschäft belebt, sondern auch meins.
Boom.
Dass die Mäusebutter nicht nur ihr Geschäft belebt, sondern auch meins. Der rührt die Gottfried, ja.
See, there are like 3 micro gestures in there. And we can get rid of
Nur ihr
two.
Geschäft belebt, sondern auch meins.
Boom. Tighten this up.
Meins.
And then, do we really need her to look down, look up? Is this so important? I don't think so.
Es scheint, dass die Mäusebutter nicht nur ihr Geschäft belebt, sondern auch meins. Der rührte Gottfried jahrelang Mäusebutter unter das Essen. Und die gelehrten Herren schreiben einen Totenschein nach dem anderen. Und jetzt musst du dafür bezahlen.
It's a little funky edit, but it's as good as it gets.
Mit ihrem Leben.
Because I'm cutting out some stuff in between. So these are just a few tweaks in this scene, but I think they matter. It just helps the scene to flow better. He goes in here, he's the police detective, and he tries to find out why it is possible to buy poison here in a general store where you usually just buy like groceries. In his way, wants to like get under her skin and see if maybe he can pick up a clue about what's really going on.
Peter Schmidt hat die Mäusebutter gekauft.
Und die Frau Gottfried?
Ja, die natürlich auch.
Und sie lag ja nicht zufällig das Gift neben dem Schinken, oder?
Nein. Wir haben einen extra Fach dafür.
I think we can even do a little J-cut.
Abgeschlossen.
Es scheint, dass die Mäusebutter nicht nur ihr Geschäft belebt, sondern auch meins. Der rührte Gottfried jahrelang Mäusebutter unter das Essen. Und die gelehrten Herren schreiben einen Totenschein nach dem anderen. Und jetzt musst du dafür bezahlen.
I feel like we can tighten this up even more. I saw two opportunities there.
Und sie lag ja nicht zufällig das Gift neben dem Schinken, oder?
Right here, I think she can already be saying no.
Oder?
Nein.
And then we just need to hold a tad longer on her. Let's first try a ripple.
Oder?
Nein. Wir haben einen extra...
It feels a little choppy, a little cutty. So I'm going to expand her moment for a tad.
Oder?
Nein.
I heard a little there.
Oder?
Nein. Wir haben einen extra Fach dafür.
She's starting to say something here. So I can only go up to here.
Oder?
Nein. Wir haben einen extra Fach dafür. Abgeschlossen.
Es scheint, dass die Mäusebutter nicht nur ihr Geschäft belebt, sondern auch meins. Der rührte Gottfried jahrelang Mäusebutter unter das Essen. Und die gelehrten Herren schreiben einen Totenschein nach dem anderen. Und jetzt musst du dafür bezahlen.
I think we can cut this whole thing out, even though he's in a different space. I think we'll be fine.
Nach dem anderen. Und jetzt musst du dafür bezahlen.
I think this is nice.
Jahrelang Mäusebutter unter das Essen. Und die gelehrten Herren schreiben einen Totenschein nach dem anderen. Und jetzt musst du dafür bezahlen.
I don't know, is it too much of a compression? He's over there. And then he's kind of past it. I think it works.
Das Essen. Und die gelehrten Herren schreiben einen Totenschein nach dem anderen. Und jetzt musst du dafür...
Maybe.
Die Herren schreiben einen Totenschein nach dem anderen. Und jetzt musst du dafür bezahlen.
I think that's good.
Mit ihrem Leben.
Good. So if we tighten up that scene, I think it helps with the overall flow of the film. It's like every time there's a scene that feels heavy, it just builds up inside of you as you're watching the film. So let's say a scene is just by a few seconds too long, and you had to like wade through that heaviness to get to the next moment. You're losing some of the attention of the audience. You want them always to be right there, engaged, right with the story, maybe slightly behind it, never really ahead of the story. Because if they get ahead, they know more than what we're telling them right now. They're waiting for the film to catch up with them. And that's not a fun experience. You want them to be like, oh, what's happening next? I kind of know, but I need this next piece of information to put it all together. And then it clicks, and then it clicks, and then it clicks. To create this kind of flow and pace, the rhythm of the film is really, really crucial. To give you another example, I'm going to go to 109. I made another note there. 109. Oh, we have this whole moment here. Felt a little heavy-handed to me. Maybe I'll look at that as well. But let's see this moment.
Herr Senator, Müller ist nicht befähigt bei der Exhumierung.
There's this breath. She says, Herr Senator, which means senator. And then she says, Müller is not qualified to do my job because she just got demoted. She's not supposed to take the protocol on the next one. So here we go. Walk, pause.
Müller ist nicht.
So I want this pause that's in there to be shorter.
Herr Senator.
I kind of want this to be right here, even though she's not technically speaking.
Herr Senator, Müller ist nicht.
Müller, and then we're just gonna cut right to the shot.
Herr Senator, Müller ist nicht befähigt bei der Exhumierung.
I think that works. Let's give this another try.
Herr Senator, Müller ist nicht befähigt, bei der Exhumierung Protokoll zu führen. Senator, Müller ist nicht befähigt, bei der Exhumierung Protokoll zu führen.
So that flows a lot better to me, even though the other cut is technically the right cut in terms of movement. This feels better to me in terms of energy and emotion, and that's what I'm going for. Let's do one quickie one here. I don't know if it's gonna be quick, but I feel like this scene, it takes forever to get to the next moment. And this is like a little pet peeve I have anyway.
Böhmer, Sie können morgen zu Hause bleiben.
And then the scene starts. So here's what I think the problem with the scene is we're going from, let's say this is like a wide shot, technically a medium, to an insert, to that same wide shot, to that insert again. This back and forth is kind of a weakness that I'm revealing here as an editor, where I'm saying I didn't have another angle on this. It's not a big deal, but I think there's a way to make it elegant. Do we really need this shot of her opening this up? We don't. We can get rid of this. I love starting scenes on inserts where we don't know yet where we're at. So this is the other scene. So more of a discovery. More of a discovery.
Böhmer, Sie können morgen zu Hause bleiben.
Weshalb?
Ich führe morgen das Protokoll auf dem Friedhof.
Wie bitte?
Yeah, it's a small change. It might still be one back and forth too many in there, but I'm going to leave it as is right now. It helps the pacing overall. Should we do one last one and then wrap it up for today's episode? Let's see if I can find something. Okay, I have something at 1:11:47. Let's take a look at that. 1:11:47:00 for the frames. Okay. Again, it felt too stop and go.
Nehmen wir doch.
Diese hier.
Look, there's so much breath in there.
Aussagen der Giftmörderin? Sie wissen natürlich.
Let's see, is he gonna take more time reading this?
Natürlich, dass Protokolle der Geheimhaltung unterliegen. Aber Drosses Tage am Kriminalgericht sind.
Okay, it's a tricky one. Might not be an easy edit, but there's definitely a lot of air in this. Let's take a look.
Das Dokument wird mit einer Lage feuchtem Seidenpapier belegt. Darauf kommt das Wachspapier, Schicht für Schicht. Nehmen wir doch.
Diese hier.
I think we can just take this movement here to throw the edit. Before I do, because I don't want to lose the audio or lose sync on the audio, I'm gonna disconnect it. The audio is now down here. Break this audio up. This is now attached here.
Diese hier.
There we go. We don't notice any difference in the movement. It still feels very real time and natural. We might even go more, possibly here. Attach the audio over here, that I don't lose it.
Diese hier.
Good. We might not need all this. We'll go right here. Try that. Let the audio ramp in on both sides.
Aussagen der Giftmörder? Aussagen der Giftmörderin?
And we don't really see him say this, so he could already be saying his line, which is basically, oh, this is the report of the killer. The deposition.
Aussagen der Giftmörderin?
Like, we're just waiting. We're just waiting for people to settle in. There's no need to wait for people to do real physical things. It's all about the flow.
Aussagen der Giftmörderin?
She doesn't need to look at him. She's looking down at the paper. And we can cut straight to that. See, we've lost... How long is that moment that I just cut out? That's like another second and 7 frames. That the audience is just waiting. Waiting for things to happen. 1, 2.
Aussagen der Giftmörderin? Aussagen der Giftmörderin?
Like the rustling of the paper can already be happening here. Let's take a look. Might be too tight.
Aussagen der Giftmörderin?
Perfect. See, that has a nice flow to it, and we'll remove probably 2 to 3 seconds out of this whole moment. Let's take a look. From over here.
Diese hier.
Aussagen der Giftmörderin? Sie wissen natürlich, dass Protokolle der Geheimhaltung.
And now this moment where he actually reads it makes sense. Now we feel that he's actually studying this, and this is good. This is good storytelling. I feel much better about the flow, the rhythm of this scene. I'm going to continue doing this throughout the entire movie. Today I just watched 30 minutes and I have maybe 30 or 40 notes of just breath. Like it feels too slow. I'm feeling like I'm losing the audience all the time, or we're just waiting for things to happen and we're not staying in the story with the energy. Even though when I cut it, it felt right. But now that I'm watching it again, now that I have some distance with it, now that I have some context, seeing all the other scenes, I'm just feeling the movie be heavy and slow. And I don't want this movie to be heavy. I want people to be engaged, stay engaged. I made my point. Next episode is going to be with the director, which might be the last episode on this. Happy editing, and I'll see you soon. Cheers. I can actually bring these notes into this timeline. So if I open this up, you see these notes here, and you see this link button. I can find a spot in the movie,